Have you ever noticed that when you are with a beginner reader and he or she is attempting to read, his or her eyes are a little bit all over the place? Very common, right? In fact, this is one of the things I've noticed with the struggling readers. They go back and forth to different places on the page, they look away, they think, they come back to the page. Well, in line with these observations about how children move their eyes when reading, some researchers at Macquarie University in Sydney, Australia, are trying to find answers around how the way we process reading, what's going on in our brain, reflects on how we move our eyes when we read. For that, they are using eye tracking technology, and the findings can have many different applications, such as diagnosis. My two children participated in, let's call it a pilot study or test study with them, and this was in fact the very first time that their eye tracking machine was used with children. My children had to read that text on the computer while their eye movements were tracked with an eye tracking machine, more specifically with a machine called iLink 1000 Plus. While what I'm about to say are just my preliminary observations based on this experience, I think they are still interesting and will probably be useful to you. With my older daughter, who was, still is, a fluent reader, we did this a couple of months ago, she seemed very systematic in the way she moved her eyes, sort of going left to right and on to the next line, very naturally, without any hesitation or effort, sort of landing on every word or fixation point, I should say, and just staying there for a tiny bit for a fraction of a second. Unfortunately, the calibration of the machine wasn't great in her case, so we won't probably have much more detail than these observations, but I think it's still interesting. By the way, if you're wondering how fluent she is, on that day my girls had to do 2 reading tests, more specifically the LEST and the Castles and Coulthard Test 2, also known as CC2. The first one tests a person's ability to sound out single letters and letter combinations, and the second one tests sounding out words ability and word recognition ability. They are both developed by an Australian organization called Motif, I think that is how it's pronounced. They provide free PDF downloads for these tests if interested. As usual, I'll leave you the links in the video description. You can also purchase digital tests, so you can do these tests on a computer or an iPad. Anyway, the results indicated that she was on the 97th percentile for her age group, with my youngest daughter, still a beginner reader, not so fluent. It seemed like her eyes were moving back and forth much more, coming back to the beginning of the word, or even jumping to different words. The movements were slower, she stayed on words much longer, and the process seemed less natural, less systematic, more clunky. As I said, these are just sort of my preliminary observations based on what I saw. The calibration of the machine was good in her case, so hopefully the real experts in eye tracking at Macquarie University will have more concrete results that will share with me so I can share them with you. And of course, when more information is available on how we can use eye tracking technology as a diagnosis tool or for other applications, I will share this with you as well. I believe this is an extremely exciting, interesting area of research. In fact, I'm reading a book right now about dyslexia, and the author of the book, Luz Breyo, who is a researcher in Spain, in Madrid or Barcelona, I'm not 100% sure right now. Anyway, in that book, she talks a lot about how she uses her eye tracking machine in her studies about dyslexia. She says that dyslexic people set their eyes for a longer time on specific points on the screen. They often regress to previous words under saccades. Don't worry if you don't know what that word is. I had never heard of that before. This is a new posh word for me. This word means the route that our eyes make between 2 fixation points. So those saccades are shorter in dyslexic population. So in my opinion, this line of work, this field has a lot of potential. It makes so much sense when you think about it that how we move our eyes when we read is very telling of what is going on in our brain, right? Anyway, I won't get carried away. In the meantime, what I'd encourage you to do is to actually pay attention, observe eye movement in children when they are reading. It can give you clues. And now let's go ahead and see the fragments of my girls during the study.
A puppy needs love and care just like a baby. The most important thing a puppy needs is to get his jabs from the doctor. These are a few of the things a puppy needs: a leash, food bowl, a dog food, a brush, a small kennel. A puppy needs to be trained. You need to take your puppy outside to play. They need to move around.
Okay. And now the space bar.
A puppy can go to the toilet inside or outside. If you put a newspaper on the floor in the house, you can train him to go to the toilet on it. A puppy will need lots of toys to chew on. If he has toys to chew on, then he won't chew up everything in your house. Puppies' teeth are growing, and they need to chew on things to make them stronger.
Beautiful.
You're a good reader.
Thank you. After he has a bath, you can brush him. This will make him feel good. If you leave the puppy home alone, you should put him in the kennel so that he does not mess up your house. Your puppy may cry if you leave him alone. When you come home, he will be happy to see you. Tim.
But try and not move.
Tim and Sam. Tim is sad. His dog Sam is not on the mat. Not at the Din up, not on the log. Ice. Sam in the fan. Sam in is at the ham. Pot. Sam.
Ooh, it's a typo. You can ignore that first, but just look there. Okay, you can start.
Don't read the top line.
That's okay. Cool. Okay, stop.
The bottom line.
Yeah, you can start reading there.
Yeah.
Can the hen hop to the vet. Can the rat yip and dog. G, again. Get. Get on the the bed. Was the dad at the hot bag and dog. Hot dog. Van. Yes, he was an ad and his hot dog was not hot.
There we go. Well done. That was...
Yeah.
That's right, yeah. Oh, I'm not going to tell you now if it's right or wrong. You're just going to do all of them. But okay, that one.
O.
Mm-hmm.
A. D. K. P. A. M.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
O. B.
Oh, and now we go on to the next page.
Go. O. K. J. W. Y. R. Z. Sh. Good. North. Cop.
Say again.
Cop. Wolf. Long. Work. Mist. Hest. Roft. Free. I. Take. Give. Click. Pang. I think you had to that one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I did. You very right. Well done.
Two.
Okay, thank you.
Need.
You keep checking and telling me if I have two. Okay.
Yeah. Drop. P. Friend.
You're going so well.
Thank you. Spat. Come. Hand. Plant.
I think we need to make these more difficult for you.
break.
Okay. I want you to tell me what sound that letter makes. Not what the name of the letter is, what sound it makes when you say it in a word. Okay. Like you've been doing when you read. You do that really well. Okay. So let's start with the first one. Can you tell me that?
Move so much.
You can move closer. You can put your finger there. Okay.
T.
Okay. And the next one?
E.
Mm-hmm. And this one? What sound does that make? Yes, beautiful. Okay, now I'm not going to tell you if it's right or wrong from now on, but you can just keep on. You can put your finger on the letter and then as you move along.
E.
Yeah?
E. A. D.
Okay.
K. T. A. E.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to worry about this. You can just look at the words.
Yes. You're doing very well, Alba.
You're doing so well. What sound does that make? Think of a word that has that letter in. You did. You had a word there.
O.
Yeah, what sound does it make? That's the name of the letter. What sound does it make?
I don't know.
Like you know what a puppy is? What kind of an animal is a puppy?
Dog.
So what sound does that make?
O.
Yes. Okay. Then that one?
D.
Okay. And then you have to read the card to me, the word. Okay. Just like that. Now, some of these words are words you know. Some of them are just silly words. They don't mean anything. Okay. So let us begin.
Bed.
That's right.
Gold. Or.
Don't move so much. Come on.
Gold. O.
Well, I hope you find this video interesting. If you did, I think you're gonna love this one about how we can use subtitles to improve reading ability. Bye and see you in the next video.